Nigel here. Did you know the wise time to relieve allergies is at night? With Xyzal. And who better to explain than a wise owl like me? Your allergies won't take a hint when you're tired and ready for bed. Don't suffer the symptoms that bother your sleep. Take Xyzal 24-hour instead. It starts working fast and works while you sleep, so you finally get much needed rest. Then all the next day it's still going strong, so you can feel your best. Be wise, all. Take Xyzal at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.
This episode is brought to you by the Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle, with plans starting at just $16.99 a month. Stream the latest seasons of The Last of Us on Max, Andor on Disney Plus, and the final season of The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. All of these and more streaming soon. Terms apply. Visit Disney Plus Hulu Max Bundle.com for more details.
That moment when you realize your skincare is actually working. That's Rodan & Fields, the #1 female dermatologist-founded skincare brand in the U.S. Designed by 2 dermatologists who don't just know women's skin, they know how to formulate for it. Rodan & Fields, love what you see. Tap the banner or visit rodanandfields.com/Spotify to get your exclusive welcome offer.
It's that time of the year, kids. You know we love the Rock Hall when they decide to put out who they've inducted. It's I'ma Let You Finish, show number 223. It's our Rock Hall show, which I don't know if you realize this, Amy. First of all, on the Pantheon Media Network.
What?
I don't know if you realize this. Every year, one of our biggest shows, I mean just numbers-wise, is when we discuss the inductees to the Rock and Roll every year. It's like one of our biggest shows.
I saw that somebody on our Facebook page, I don't know who it was, said that acknowledged me as like, oh, I miss you on the committee. And I'm like, oh. Well, before we get into that, Shimmerwood. I like the way that sounds. It sounds like Skimmerhorn, but Shimmerwood is a award-winning CBD, full spectrum CBD infused soft drink. What does full spectrum CBD mean? Like it's all the CBD?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's like...
I guess, right. Mm-hmm. And I would like to personally give some to my cats right now because it's like Biggie and fucking Tupac over here. I can't take it anymore. Wait, it's got fruit shrubs. It's got delicious fresh fruit from Maine. They have really good fruit up there. It's got... bitters. I love a bitter. I love a bitter. I do love a bitter. Mm-hmm. They have all sorts of flavors like raspberry, lime, chai, cherry, ginger, orange. It sounds really, really tasty. And you know I'm not a CBD girl, but this sounds really good. And I will say, in these times of stress and trouble, I can't think of a better thing to do than to kick back and have me a nice, no caffeine, no sugar, super healthy, super zen. So anyway, Shimmerwood, if you go to Shimmerwood, SHIMMERWOOD, and mention I'm a 5967, you get 30% off. I mean, I think it's the perfect drink to have while you're listening to us talk about everything. So we'll post it on our site as well. But yum, Shimmerwood. Yum, Shimmerwood. Rock Hall. Yeah. Well, First off, yay. All right, you go. Just list them, and then
We'll list them, and then we'll talk about, after we go through the list, we'll talk about the ones who didn't get in. Okay,
no, so but I actually picked, I think, 4 out of 7. So
yeah, we're going to go through your ballot. We're going to go through the thing. So let me list them. Then we're going to list them.
Okay.
We'll go through your ballot. Then we'll talk about the people who got in. Then we'll talk about the ones who didn't. Okay. So in the performers category, we have Bad Company, Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Cindy let me go through the list. Joe Cocker, Cindy Lauper, Outkast, Soundgarden, and the White Stripes, where Meg probably won't show up. In the Musical Influence Award, we have Salt and Pepper and Warren Zevon. In the Musical Excellence Award category, we have Tom Bell, amazing, Nikki Hopkins, and Carol Kay. I mean...
Carol Kay, come on, man. There is no music without karaoke. I thought
she was in
Shut.
there.
All right. We're going to have a whole category called I Thought They Were Already in There.
I mean, that's one of those, even like Tom Bell, it's like you hear certain names, you're like.
I was like, I really thought, you know what?
You're not in
Linda,
there?
is Linda Bell in? Is that what we're thinking? Is
Maybe.
Linda Bell in? Yeah, there's a bell. There is a bell in there.
Ring my bell.
Is Gamble and Huff in? They've got to be in.
I don't know. Let's check. Well, who knows? Every time listen, there are people I thought you're not in, and it's like they're not.
And then the music industry award goes to Lenny Warnaker, which is like totally cool because he's.
Let's go through your ballot. Who did you have this year?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I was going to vote for Bad Company, and I don't remember if I did, but I'm not mad at it, though. A lot of people think it should have been Free and Bad Company. Because Bad Company is basically a juiced up version of Free. So if I'm not mad at Bad Company because I'm
so you don't remember who you voted for?
I do. I don't remember. I think I was going to vote for Bad Company, and then I ended up voting for Soundgarden for other reasons. All right, so go through the list. All right, so who is it? Chubby Checker? Is that the next one?
Well, we're
alphabetically.
Going through, we're going through
just go down the list. All right.
I read the whole list. We're going. Okay. We got to the point where I asked you who you voted for.
All right, I voted for. Okay, I voted.
Did you drink some of that CBD drink before? Yeah, I know.
It's been a long time. I voted for Soundgarden. I voted for Cindy. I voted for Outkast.
Okay.
I voted for. Oh my God! Give me the names again. Soundgarden. Give me the names of the people around. I honestly can't remember. Oh, Joe Cocker. I definitely voted for Joe Cocker. Who else was left on that list? Any other women?
Hold on.
Did I vote for Mariah? I may have voted for Mariah, even though I'm not a big fan. Just on I think I did vote for Mariah on the black girl tip. You know. Mm-hmm. Because we were only allowed to vote for 5.
It's so funny. Like now, when I go back to the Rock Hall to see the nominees page. Yeah, it's like it's gone. Okay, hold on.
I voted for Oasis. That's who it is. I voted for Oasis.
You sure did vote for Oasis.
Yes,
which is very interesting that
what that I voted for.
That it's interesting how they didn't get in.
I'm not surprised. Right? I mean, I really do think at the end of the day,
you've talked about how there are a lot of people who do not like them.
I really
you said that to me that they're one of those bands that is seen as controversial to people, like in some way.
No. A lot of people in England don't like.
Okay,
them.
Now what did you do? Because your mic is off.
I didn't do anything. Everything. You hear me now?
Okay. What? Why can't I hear you all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Okay, now I can. What did you just? Don't touch the gain.
No, I didn't touch. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but now your mic just no. But when you touch the gain, your voice is perfect, and when you touch the gain, it messes with your voice.
All right.
It's interesting that I can't find the full list anymore. Anyway.
I know. Well, Oasis is one of those bands that you love to hate. I still don't think that they have made enough of an impact in many ways in the United States, as big as they are. And I also think that people think they're not going to show up, so fuck them. You know what I mean?
It was Bad Company, Billy Idol, Black Crowes, Chubby Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, Mana, Mariah Carey, Oasis, Outkast, Fish, Soundgarden, Joy Division, New Order, and White Stripes.
All right, those were the nominees and the people who made it. All right, I am actually surprised that Billy Idol didn't make it. I thought he would. Because he's somebody who spans a couple of generations.
Absolutely.
From what I understand, people like him as a human being, and this is a lot of it. He's on tour. He plays the game. He's credible. He has as credible career as a punk rocker, even though they didn't nominate Gen X. They nominated Billy Idol. He was undeniable in the 80s. He owned the airways and like he's a legitimate MTV act in a good way. You know what I mean? So I was a little surprised. Mana are great, but nobody, I mean, that's just such a niche. It's going to be if Los Lobos isn't in terms of bands that are Latino, that's a hard call. I admire the Rock Hall for nominating them, but that would have been a really hard call. That would have required a whole different voting body.
But that's almost how I feel about Billy Idol. And in some ways, I feel like, yes, he was the perfect MTV rock star, right? For a slice of time. But at the same time, do people take him seriously as he referenced to things? You know what I mean? His look and everything was iconic. But I don't think when people think back, they have that, oh my God, Billy Idol thing. You know, I think he had
felt that the way about Badco too. I mean, a lot of people are like,
look at how long it took for them to get in there. They've been eligible for a gazillion years. Look at how long it took.
Bad Company was big when I was in high school. Okay, they were like the band in high school.
Right.
So,
and I knew Mariah wouldn't get in. I just know this. I think that there's a lot of people in the industry that they don't respect her, and I've always felt that.
I don't think people. I don't know if it's a personal thing. I think what it is, it's because you could make the argument, you know, and it's such a ridiculous binary, but like if Whitney's in, then Mariah has to be in. But yet somehow, like anyone who has an objection to that genre of music, which is ridiculous to have that objection anyway, for some reason Whitney got a pass.
She was dead. And what did I tell you? Just like if Donna Summer was alive, she would not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But Mariah, if you're going to count the credibility stuff, and I mean, like Mariah
Whitney didn't write. That's the thing. Mariah, right? But she's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, right? So they could be like, well, she's in the place where you say writing, great. She's in there. We don't need her in here.
That's always the complaint, right? With R&B, with all these suits. By the way, you know that today, not only did they announce the nominees the inductees last night, but it's International Old White Man Clutching Their Pearls in Their Mother's Basement screaming, "This isn't rock and roll day," too.
Well, because there are two rap acts coming in.
oh, not even that. I actually saw people online going, "Cyndi Lauper, she's not rock." I'm like, what? Like, literally, do you people think it needs to be a talking rock? Like an actual rock talking? These people are just like, oh my God, incels, get a life. Or my favorite is, I don't care about it. It's all bullshit. Yet you are spending 25 seconds of your life online ranting. Anyway, continue.
And you've never been invited and no one cares.
Right, no one cares. Yeah, right. You're in your mother's basement.
I was surprised about Fish.
Oh, well, they had.
I'm not a huge Fish fan, but for what the Rock Hall purports to be, Fish seems to fit. I mean, right into the wheelhouse. You know.
I think. Well, I mean, I didn't vote for them because I wouldn't even be able to know a Fish song if you put it.
You couldn't tell. If a fish was standing in front of me, I'd be like. Flounder,
like Eric Salmon. Fish, which is my favorite dish, but I can't name a song. But they won the fan vote, and they are very well respected because they're one of these groups that does it on their own terms.
Yep.
And the lead guy, Trey Anastasio, I think you pronounce his name.
Something like
Antipop, whatever. Is why so they are like credibility, big time credibility with, and you would think when Dave Matthews got in, it would kind of open the door to that kind of jam band thing. Except that Dave Matthews had hits, and I think that may be the difference. I think. All right. So who else? Cyndi, thrilled.
I couldn't be happier for her because that was one that I was like, they're just never going to vote for her. That's how I felt. I felt especially after she didn't get in the first time, I was like, they're never going to vote for her. They're just never going to vote for her. And then they did. Because when it comes to Cyndi Lauper, I think I'm glad they looked past. First of all, timing was perfect. She's been really active. She had a documentary last year. Then the tour.
All you need is a documentary and a tour. Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have to remind people of what your
exactly.
career was. My career was not just she bop, girls just want to have fun, time after time in True Colors. There was a lot of records.
But that would be enough. But
Yes.
that would be, you know
But
what
to
I mean?
me, there's some great work after all of that. You know, I think
Right.
her Hatful of Stars album is gorgeous. Her Sisters of Avalon album is gorgeous. Her blues album, it's like Cyndi Lauper has consistently made really strong work, even when radio stopped playing her
very
records.
happy for her. I mean, I'm just very happy for her. I mean, there are not a lot of women once again inducted, but I am like, this woman is beyond worthy, and I'm just thrilled for her. I really am. I'm really thrilled for her and her whole team and everything like that. All right, so who else?
Warren Zevon. You know, I don't know if I know any of his music.
Yes, you do. Listen, Warren Zevon is someone. Well, you do. You know Werewolves of London. That's like the most famous song.
I have
Lawyers,
no
Guns,
idea
and
what that is.
Warren Zevon is the quintessential LA songwriter. He's dark.
Yes.
He's funny. He was a brilliant, brilliant songwriter. If you want to watch an interview that'll bring you to tears, watch his last interview with David Letterman. Letterman was a big fan of his, and he went on Letterman as he was dying, and went on Letterman to talk about facing death. Warren Zevon is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant songwriter, and he is the last of the LA songwriters to be in, and that was a glaring absent. He's one of those names when people talk about why isn't he in, it's always Warren Zevon. So I'm thrilled. I don't care if I don't care what way they got him in. I'm thrilled. I voted for him when he was on the ballot a couple of years ago. So he's fantastic, you know.
Chubby Checker, who I'm glad he got, like Chubby Checker.
I thought he was
20 years ago bought its own ad to be like, to try to be like, he's been trying and he has absolutely been advocating for himself for years. So good for him. We're glad to see that he's alive. You know what I mean?
I honestly thought he was in. I was like, really? Chubby Checker? I mean, like,
not in.
I think the twist is that they do a thing where they do like songs, they induct songs, and I'm pretty sure the twist is in one of, you know what I mean? Like they have certain songs that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I think the twist is in. All right, so yeah, good for him. All right, who's next? I voted for Soundgarden. Listen, once Tribe got in, my thing was Tribe has to get in before Outkast. Now that Tribe's in, I mean, I would love to see Eric B. and Rakim in before anybody, but Outkast is totally worthy. Totally worthy. I mean, there's not even a question. They're totally worthy. They've done, you know, as long as Andre doesn't get up there and play the flute for 3 hours, we're all good. You know what I mean? But totally worthy. There's no controversy with that, and I'm sure I think they're an across the boards appeal. You know, they've across the boards appeal. I voted for Soundgarden because you know what? I wasn't the biggest fan in the world, but I did see them live. They were fantastic, and Chris Cornell was just undeniable. And you know what? They were the first Seattle band. They were the first big Seattle band, not Nirvana. You know, I think it was like Mudhoney and them, and they were a great rock band. Soundgarden is a great rock band. So, I mean, if you're going to go by that criteria of like great songs, great showmanship, great performers. So I did vote for Soundgarden. I voted for Joe Cocker because Joe Cocker is a fucking great singer, man.
He's an amazing singer.
And even the corny stuff that he did is better. I mean, he was another one like he's not in. I went back and started listening to all the first two Joe Cocker solo records, and then the Mad Dogs in English and stuff with Leon Russell and Rita Coolidge. He's just phenomenal. He's a phenomenal singer, and I'm really glad.
Voice.
Oh, great interpretive singer too. You know, I mean, he became like a parody, you know, with the John Belushi imitation thing, but I voted for him very, very happily. Wait, who else is it?
The White Stripes.
Yeah, I don't get them. I've never have, and I never will. I don't get them.
You know, it's like,
I'm not
it's
being
one
mean.
of those, no, it's one of those things where I was like, okay.
Yeah,
and, you know, people really love Meg White and think she's an amazing drummer. And I'm like, okay. Do I think she's going to show up? No. But, you know, I think Jack will show up.
Oh, Jack will show up to the opening of an envelope, I think. Meg White suffers from like extreme anxiety. So I think that's it. It's not because she's making a protest. No, I like the White Stripes. I mean, when they first came out, I thought they were cool and I listened to them, but then it never went beyond that. I never saw any progression in their sound. And I'm up to here with Seven Nation Army. I can't take it anymore.
Which is the one song I think if you say the White Stripes, everybody can.
Everybody knows that song.
Which is interesting that they got in, because to me, it's like, yes, they've had a career, but it's kind of like they're kind of like that song.
Well respected. Well, no, they've had a couple of songs, but he's very well respected.
Again, but most people, I think, if you say the White Stripes, can name Seven Nation Army. I can't name 5 songs, and I'm not saying it. I cannot name 5 White Stripes songs. I don't think I've ever listened to a White Stripes album front to end. Never have. Yeah. But happy. Listen, I'm always happy for anybody who gets in. So I'm never like, oh, I can't believe they got in. Everybody, I'm like, if it's not my cup of water, I know it's somebody else's cup of Kool-Aid. And I'm happy with that.
And a woman. And I'm glad when women get in as instrumentalists too. That makes me really
absolutely.
Instead of having to be cute and fronting the band. I'm very happy. All right, and who else got in, Joe?
Salt and Pepper. Okay, now here's my question.
Okay. Oh, well, you know what? Spinderella, yes, Spinderella.
Is she going to be a part of it?
I mean, I haven't,
because I keep hearing Salt and Pepper. I've not. Okay, and when I'm reading the things, the bio, and they have Dee Dee Roper, Spinderella, but is it the 3 of them?
But they were never billed as Salt and Pepper and Spinderella. It's called, right? They were billed as Run DMC. And,
but it was also like Alice Cooper was a band, but it was named after Alice Cooper, right? And everybody always thinks Alice Cooper is one person, which he is, but the band is called Alice Cooper. Salt and Pepper.
Blondie.
Salt and Pepper were always Salt and Pepper, but it was the 3 of them. So is it the 3 of them?
I have to imagine. Have you read anything otherwise? I mean, I haven't seen anything otherwise.
I haven't seen anything, but if you leave it up to the main 2, it'll be 2 of them, and it won't be.
I mean, wasn't there some drama between them at some point?
A bunch of times, because I feel like they've not always been great to Spinderella. And even when they did the Salt and Pepper movie, they didn't really have Spinderella in it. And they're like, well, she wasn't really there from the beginning. I was like, she kind of came in not long after the beginning, kids.
I mean, she kind of came in.
Let's not act like she showed up 3 albums in. Let's not do that.
I have to. Okay, I don't know. I have no inside the Beltway information, but I have to imagine, having interviewed Salt and Pepper several times and seeing that they are really solidly decent people, I have to think that they're not going to be assholes about this and not let her perform or acknowledge her. They may not put and for all we know, they're friends now. I don't see them as being in public that type of person, because they've always stood for women and they've always been really down with women. So I can't see in person them dissing her, but I hope I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about Salt and Pepper getting it. I really am. I don't care how they get them in. I'm thrilled about it. All right. Who else is in?
Let's talk about. We've gone through all
those are the main people. We got through the ones that got
the amazing Tom Bell, who is just amazing. Producer, arranger, musician, songwriter. Yeah. Tom Bell productions are fucking great. Like, they're just amazing. Carol Kay,
bass player in every Wrecking Crew, the woman who held down. I mean, any song you listened to in the 60s basically had Carol Kay. If it wasn't Carol Kay, then it was James Jamerson from Motown. Amazing, amazing, amazing bass player. Thrilled to see her in there. Nicky Hopkins. Oh my God, Nicky Hopkins. Phenomenal. The piano sound of those classic best era of Rolling Stones. Amazing.
And again, what's great is Carol Kay is 90 years old and she's still alive. So we love when the kids are still here to get the recognition, and it doesn't have to be posthumous.
Well, she is 90.
But she's still here.
But Nicky Hopkins, another one I can't believe, because Nicky Hopkins, like, you can't listen to a Rolling Stones record from that time and not hear Nicky Hopkins. I mean, he was like the white Billy Preston. He was on everybody's record. Okay, so those are, and Lenny Waronker, one of the fabled music executives and A&R men, the man who brought us Randy Newman, among other people. So great. There's not a lot of beefing on the interwebs about this rundown, except for, like, it's not right.
Well, the people were saying this was a really weak class from the beginning anyway. But, every year people have something to say. It doesn't matter. They always have something to say.
They literally, it's like every year, like, why aren't? It's like, okay, why aren't I rich? Why aren't it? You know what?
The Oasis thing is interesting, though, because I forgot that they were even nominated, and that was like a thing. It's like, yeah, it's interesting because you can always sell a lot of tickets, right, and be popular with fans, but not really popular with the hoi poi,
Well, I just think they're a band that you they're like any other, like Fish or whatever. There are some bands that you either really dig it and really love them, or you don't. I mean, and I'm not even going to lie, though. Have I listened to every Oasis record? No, I've listened to the first 3. I haven't listened to every single Oasis record, but I love them. I think that they're a great band, and I think this whole Beatles clone rap on them is bullshit. I don't hear the Beatles in every single song, but even if it's true, so what? That's a great band to rip off. If you're gonna rip off the band.
Right.
I mean, really, better rip off the Beatles than to rip off the Archies, right? All right, who else? Now, who didn't get in?
Well, that's okay. It's like, okay.
Well, New Order, Joy Division is the one I'm very surprised.
New Order, I'm not.
I thought that they would get in. I really did.
As much as I dig them, it felt, in America, they felt very niche. You know what I mean? They felt really niche.
New Order had big radio hits and big club hits in this country.
Big club hits, but were they big radio hits?
Well, Blue Monday, you couldn't avoid it.
Yeah, okay, that's one song.
But that's all it takes.
Sometimes, but not with these guys, with the Rock Hall. No, I think sometimes that's where they can kind of pigeonhole you and say, yeah, you have this song that's a classic, but you have one.
Think about the people who are voting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are not the guy on the corner. These are people, these are industry people, these are critics, these are musicians. So Joy Division, whether you like them or not, take that aside. This is an informed group of voters, right? So
supposed to be.
Well, but I think they've been on the ballot twice, so that speaks. I think that it's a weird thing when you combine the groups, because New Order and Joy Division have nothing to do with each other sonically, But Joy Division,
they're a quintessential college band. Like, I think everybody, if you were in college around that time, like fucking Joy Division was like, or in
the clubs.
Yeah.
Joy Division was a huge club group. Love Would Tell Us Apart was played in the clubs all throughout New York. I don't know. There is, if the Rock Hall voters have a weak spot, it tends to be post-punk British music.
Yep.
There's not a lot of it. And I don't think it's for Duran Duran got in, but they were a massive.
But Duran was huge.
That's what I'm saying. They were
huge worldwide hits and huge American hits. Album after album after album after album.
I don't know. New Order sold out.
No, they were great.
Oh, we saw them together.
Yeah, we did see them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'm just bummed because I think that they're just really good, and on both ends, as Joy Division just sort of changed the sound of music in a lot of ways, and as New Order brought like this great fusion of Latin freestyle and post-punk and I love, but I'm just bummed, but I'm fine. Who else was not? Fish, like we said, we don't.
Mariah Carey,
Yeah, well, we said I don't think people like her as a human being.
You know what I think it is? They look at her.
I'm not saying that to be mean.
No, I think it's a little bit. I think it's the image, the boop, the boop, and I think that it's just ridiculous because the truth of the matter is Mariah Carey has been doing this shit for decades upon decade upon decade. And, I think there's some people who hold it against her that, she was married to the record company president. And, in the beginning, definitely made sure she was going to have hits. But the songs were strong, and the songs still stand the test of time. And she was writing these songs or co-writing these songs.
I know.
And
I'm not a huge fan. Like I said, I am not a huge Mariah fan. She's
I love
one of these
Mariah
people.
Carey.
I know. I mean, I acknowledge her talent.
Yeah.
There's some songs of hers I love, but I did vote for her because I think you need a Mariah Carey in this.
Absolutely.
I think she represents something that is very important. She represents the genre that is important. She represents women of color, which is important. She represents women, and she's a songwriter. And that's always, like we said, that is always the attack on R&B or, like MTV acts. Oh, they didn't write their own material. Well, guess what? She wrote her own material.
And the sheer volume of hits. And she's influenced a whole generation of younger singers who've come behind her, that look up to her, So it's interesting.
It's interesting that Mary got in before Mariah. Mary got in and Mariah didn't, which is interesting to me because Mariah had bigger hits than Mary J. Blige.
Yes, she did.
Mary J. Blige was a noise that only black dogs could hear for a very long time. She did not really cross over until Be Without You or Family Affair. Family Affair is what maybe was Mary's biggest hits, but Mariah was big from the jump, before she was black. When she was apocryphally black. I've told you that story before. All right, who else? That's it. That's the people. Anybody else didn't get in that was nominated that we were talking
Pia Zadora. And I feel like every year they keep dissing the legendary Pia Zadora. Justice for Pia.
The justice is that we don't have to listen to her. That's the justice.
And the justice is we're going to take a break and be right back.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Spotify.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing. It's precision-crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision-crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go, 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 go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
And we're back.
I had enough time to chug down a Shimmerwood. That's hard for me to say Shimmerwood because I have a list. So 30% off, guys. We'll post the thing. It's delicious CBD. I think I'm going to start doing the CBD. Why not?
You should try it. Yeah.
What the hell? Does it get you high or is it just zones you out?
THC is the thing that gets you high. CBD does not get you high. It's more like
I have CBD ointment when I have Well, anyway, I think the Rock Hall, I think it's a great class. I think they managed to check off a lot of boxes. You can always find something to complain about. But mazel, and when does it air? I
don't know, but once again, it'll be a television show, which is how they, I miss when it happened at the Waldorf and it was really what it really was. And it used to come on like HBO 2. Remember when HBO had HBO 2? And it would just be like 5 hours and then jamming.
Remember when HBO had a porn channel?
Right, yeah. I know they used to have late at night and they used to do Cinemax and they would have the late night the adult portion.
The Red Shoe Diaries.
It was so good. Oh my God, I used to love that. Oh my God, you just brought me all the way back with that bitch. I have not heard Red Shoe Diary in years.
You know that one of the reasons I never got HBO when it first came out was because I was like, oh my God, I don't want Lucian finding the Red Shoe Diary.
Right. Meanwhile, my parents are like, we have HBO.
I know, and they're about to start cracking down on password sharing, so I may not have HBO.
Right.
Motherfuckers.
I know.
Motherfuckers.
No, listen. When my mom passed away, all my passwords left. All my passwords left.
Damn you. Damn you.
They want me to pay for my own shit. Damn you, James.
I know. All right, switching gears. So, I don't know. All right, so it's sort of two incidents that are kind of joined together in a similar controversy. The first one is Kehlani, who we're both big fans of. Kehlani was supposed to perform at an event at Cornell, an event at Cornell. And their show was canceled because they have, according to the college, said anti-Semitic things. According to them, they have not said, and they have given a press statement, not said anti-Semitic things, but they are pro-Palestine. They are pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, pro-Palestine. So Kehlani has come out and given a statement, which is worth watching, and they raise a point that is being raised a lot. This is a delicate subject, of course, but as someone who, even though I am not a practicing Jew, I am Jewish, I am increasingly getting tired of this government, of all governments, using anti-Semitism as a way to shut people down. Because Donald Trump doesn't give a flying fuck about Jewish people. Because if he did, he wouldn't be friends with neo-Nazis.
And between that and the way they're treating all the brown people, the ones who are here legally, the ones who were born here, and the ones who are illegal, I'm like, so racism good, but this part over here, you're carving this out.
Yeah. So I really resent it.
Have you seen what's happening with all the prides? All of the prides across America are struggling to do their events this year because all of these companies are afraid, like everybody who is normally the sponsors, they're afraid because they're afraid that they're going to be seen as DEI, so they've pulled their funding that they normally do for all of the prides. So to hear this everybody being like, we don't believe in anti-Semitism, like you believe in anti-everything else. So why should I believe it's all ridiculous?
Well, I'm just saying it's scapegoat. It really is scapegoating Jewish people. Yeah. And I'm all right. So this is where it gets weird. All right. So that's Kehlani, their situation. Then there's a group, Irish group, Kneecap. All right. So the thing you have to know about Kneecap is, first off, they are descendants. Their parents were in the IRA, so they were raised radicals. These are not. This is not U2. Okay. No. This is not like.
Even though U2, if you think about U2 when they started.
No,
they were like but they were a political band when they started.
Well, yes and no, but they were also talking about Jesus every other song too. But what I'm saying is this is a group who, they're not Hozier, okay? This is a very politically, and I think the closest you could, though they're not as good, obviously, but you could say they're like a Public Enemy of Ireland, okay? They sing in Irish. A lot of their songs are in Irish. They have like the Irish flag balaclavas. There's a documentary about them. Now their music, I don't think their music is all that great, but it's very confrontational. It's very inflammatory. Ireland is famously pro-Palestine and always has been, because Irish people, Northern Irish people, know what it's like to be occupied. And that's really what it comes down to. It's not an anti-Jewish thing, but that said, so Kneecap was at Coachella, and the first night they performed, their comments about Palestine and Israel were censored. And then the second time they performed, they had a big sign up that said "Fuck Israel," which I think is not cool. You know, I don't know. I think that because I mean, that's like saying, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into politics there, but anyway, so they're in trouble now because according to the rules of Donald Trump, since they've said what they say are anti-Semitic things, which the group has denied, their visa could be yanked for coming to tour this summer. So,
which I hate.
They've been dropped by their managing it. Well, the thing is so ridiculous. Meanwhile, Kanye, who is an open anti-Semite, wanders the earth.
It's the pick and choose of it all that I hate. It's like, listen, we say this is America, land of the free, freedom of speech, First Amendment. Then when you say something people don't like, it's like a lot of things are controversial. The thing that I find, this is what I don't like about the argument. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Palestinian. But I notice if you say something really horrible about Palestinian people, it's fine. Everybody's Hamas. Everybody's a terrorist. You can say all of these horrible things, and it's okay. That's fine.
Right.
And I have a problem with that because
me too.
The truth of the matter is, and we're not a political show, so I'm not going down that lane. But if you're living someplace where, like you said, it's occupied and like you're being bombed out, and you're just a kid,
right?
It's like people can talk about you like a dog, but if you say something back, it's kind of like, well, how dare you? We're going to take your visas. We're revoking everything from you. I just don't like the double standard of it all. And honestly, rock bands have been political since the beginning of time. Folk music is political music. If you listen to what people were talking about at the time.
This is a Trump era thing. This is a pandering. This is Trump because they would have said what they said, whether you found it offensive or not, and parts of what they said are offensive. I think.
Yeah,
Okay? No, but they would have said what they said, and nobody would have said, and now you can't come here and play. But this is the new Trump era where I have friends. I have friends coming to visit me this summer. My friend is coming from Turkey, and joking around. I thought she was joking, but she is going through her phone, deleting any anti-Trump kind of memes she's been sending up because this is what Trump has created, where you have to sit there and go, oh, shit. I mean, I teach a hip hop class, and I was like joking around saying, how am I going to avoid talking about black people in a hip hop class?
Right.
So this is a Trump phenomenon because this would not have happened under Biden or Obama or Bush or Reagan or go down the list. This is Trump's nonsense. So I don't know whether they will tour or not. Kneecap. I don't know. Like I said, I listen to the music. It's like, it's not bad, but it's just like, I don't know. It's not great, but this is what's happening with that. All right. On a lighter note, Luther, 11 weeks, number 1.
Which is incredible.
Right? Okay. It's not just me. It's not just
what
me.
makes it incredible to me is the Luther Vandross-ness of it all, too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's really, really fierce for him.
No, right? It's almost like there was this like the gods got together and said, we're going to have a Luther Renaissance. And by the way, Kendrick, would you like to sample Luther and have a hit? I just love it also because it's the kind of R&B song we don't get much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much If This World, it's very much Marvin and Tammy. It's very much Luther and Cheryl. It's SZA and Kendrick are the best team. I think they beat Mary and Method actually because they only did one song together. I love it, but 11 weeks, it's like a stealth hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great song, and I'm very happy that I feel like that's a moment of sanity. All right, have you seen Sinners? I haven't seen it because I hate scary movies.
No, but I have a bunch of my friends have seen it. I haven't been to the movies in so long, but everybody loves it. I'm so happy for it because the way they tried to frame the opening weekend of this movie was once again, it's like, this is where Courtney's going to get on the soapbox right now and tie a couple of things together. As a Black man, I always feel like I'm under attack living in the country where I've grown up, where I've never lived anywhere else. To watch the way that was framed, like the movie made $48 million in the U.S., another couple of million overseas. It made 60-something million the first weekend, and it was framed like, yeah, but it cost $90 million to make, and we don't know if it's going to make its money back. So to see it only drop 6%, which is unheard of. Movies drop. Even the biggest movies have a drop from weekend 1 to weekend 2. And to see the staying power and see it become an event movie, and it's not
sold out.
And it's not
sold out.
And it's not based on a comic. It's not based on something. It's not a remake. It's an original story. And I'm really happy. Just like I'm really disgusted by the NFL and the treatment of Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders because people want to hate their father, Deion Sanders, for no reason. And what happened at the draft this weekend, I thought was, again, trying to teach someone a lesson. But ultimately, you've done nothing but light fuel under these young men. Because as Black people, we're used to fighting in America. See, people think you can hold people down. The thing that's funny about being a minority, any sort of minority, Jewish in this country, Black in this country, gay in this country, we are used to people trying to kick us down. We know how to fight. We know how to fight and push and get the shit that we want. You don't want to fund Pride? You're not going to stop Pride from happening. Now, here's what I'm scared for, Amy. I am absolutely terrified. World Pride this year is in Washington, D.C. And there was times early on that I heard where people were trying to tell them they should move it, and they were like, no, we're going to do it. And to do World Pride in the backyard of this administration, when you're going to have parades and things, I'm afraid that they're going to raid the bars and the clubs. I'm afraid for the drag performers. They're telling the trans people not to come. Like, it's Pride.
They should. I mean, we could go into this, also in a later show. I mean, what you're saying is a conversation that needs to be continued. But I was going to say, we should. The what is it called? The World Cup should not be in this country this year.
That also, it's like, do you see what you're doing to people who are coming here to visit from other? And we're going to break the World Cup here? Okay.
No, should not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait,
that's not
and
happening.
the Olympics are coming.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is ridiculous. We have to pay some price for that. Anyway, I have not seen Sinners. I don't like scary movies scare me, but my students have seen it and they loved it. And
did they love
Ryan
it?
Coogler, right, yeah, they loved it. And Ryan Coogler does no wrong. And Michael B. Jordan, since his days on All My Children, playing Jackson Montgomery's inexplicably Black child. No one ever explained how Jackson Montgomery had a Black child. He was with Erica Kane the whole goddamn time. How did he get a Black kid? One day, this kid shows up, and he's like, "You're my dad." And I'm like, he must be adopted. I'm so confused. And he never talks about being on All My Children, by the way, Michael B. Jordan.
I've never heard him talk about being on All My Children.
No, but all of us who have watched All My Children, we know you, Michael B. Jordan. Yes, your big breakout was Wallace, but we know you. You were Jackson Montgomery's inexplicably Black child. Reggie, that was his name, Reggie Montgomery. Reggie, or something like that. All right, I went to go see music. You know what? Do we really want to talk about Bill Maher? I'm in a good mood now. Do we want to fuck him?
Okay.
Yeah, fuck
He's
Bill
a
Maher.
trash box.
Yeah, he's fuck Bill Maher. Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck him. I went to go see music last week. I went to see Nick Cave and the Wild Seeds. If they are in your town, and they probably will be, because I saw the second night of the tour. He was so funny. He goes, "This is only our second night. Maybe I should have rested up a little bit." He goes, "I got." This is what.
Isn't it Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds?
Yeah, Nick saying I said Wild Seeds. The album is called Wild God. No, the album is called Wild God. Sorry, it's the Wild God tour. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
You said it was excellent.
Oh, sorry, my mic just fell. It was beyond excellent. It was There are moments when you're seeing a show where you realize you're watching somebody who is in full command of the stage, full command of his material. Now, all the years, I never saw him with Birthday Party. I never saw him early on. I obviously been a fan for a very long time. I saw him in 2018 and my jaw dropped how great he was. This may have been even better. The staging is spectacular. The sound, Courtney. Oh my God. The sound was perfect. He held the stage for 2.5 hours. He's a 67-year-old man. And there was so much humanity. And I actually felt like there was hope in the world for 2.5 hours. And then I went, everything's horrible. It's all, and he's been through unbelievable tragedy in his life, like real tragedy. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful show. So if you get a chance to see him, he's touring nationwide. I can't recommend it enough. It's beautiful. It's a horrible segue into Shannon Sharpe. I mean, what the fuck? All right.
It's
you know how we made a thing that we weren't going to talk about certain people? Can we can we take a cleanse of like basically pedophiliac old stupid men and their horribleness?
I'm just like, what the fucking real fuck is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? Why?
Because he can. Because he can. Yeah, it's just gross, and it's just like an ick Well, and that combined with Bill Belichick and his whatever that is, your eyes. Courtney, for those of you who are not watching on television, Courtney's eyes just rolled back in his head like Reagan from The Exorcist.
It's just it's like I can't. I cannot with these men. It's like
icky.
But I'm so mad at Shannon Sharpe. It's like, you know. I understand if you like younger women, why are you with the 20-year-old? You're 56 years old. Why?
Because he can.
I know why she's with you, but you, and here you are. Once again, we seated men. You put yourself in a situation, and now you fucked your shit up. You just signed this deal with Disney, who I'm sure have a morality clause.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you're talking about you removed yourself. You'll be back in football season. We'll see if you ever step foot on ESPN again.
He'll find a home somewhere. I mean,
maybe,
because we have a short attention span, and even though he's big, he's big, but he's still niche in a way. You know what I mean?
He's got his own media thing, so he'll just end up in his own. His podcast is still going, and people will still go there and not care. But when he was already at Fox, which is the other big sports network, and they let him go from there. So Disney might be like, you do what you do, you're good, you're void, and he's just going to have to do his own thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just icky. All right, well, here's some men who we love. We love
Pia
our Knicks.
Zadora?
We love men. You finally admitted it, right? The truth comes out. We're taping this on a Monday. It'll be out on a Tuesday. And yes, Josh Hart. And yes, he fouled him. So he fucking what?
Listen, it was a physical game the entire. This whole series. Listen, first of all, they let them get more physical in the postseason. So it is what it is. And you know.
Yeah. Where, Detroit? You think you're the bad boys? You're the sad boys. That's what you are.
But now they're going to come back really strong. The Knicks have to be really strong tomorrow because when your game ends that way, you're going to come back trying for revenge.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, a hungry team is a dangerous team. So if they win the next one, they can win the one after that. So the Knicks, and we're back in the Garden. Tie this shit up so that you guys can get some rest because getting out of round two will be
win.
No. I mean, what I mean by tie it up is like, you know, when you say
wrap
tie
it up.
It's like
wrap it up.
Get it done so you can get some rest because Jalen probably needs some on that ankle so that before round two because it's only going to get tougher from here.
No, I just it's great watching them. It's just it's real
exciting.
Basketball.
I would love to go to one of the street parties. I keep threatening. I was threatening the other day to be like, let me go down because they're doing the street parties outside of the Garden.
At the Garden,
I just don't like that many people enough to want.
No, I don't want that many people.
Crowd.
Well, you'll love this because I was watching the third game. I was up at the wife's house and she's from Michigan. I've never heard the woman express any interest in sports in her entire life, but suddenly when there's a Michigan team involved, and I was like, you will stop rooting for them immediately. And then yesterday I had to miss the second half because I was going to the theater. And the second the curtain went down, I turned.
You pulled out your phone. You were like, "What happened?"
I was like, yeah! People looking at me. I went, oh, yay! Applause! Yes, it's going to be great. It's a great time in New York. It's fun. Jalen is great. Everybody looks good. Everybody, and fuck Detroit. You know, like at least they have no personality, this team. I did enjoy watching, what's his name? Chase Cunningham, Caleb Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade shoved Schroeder like that. That was like,
you know, I love physical sports. I'm like, get physical. Come on.
Right. Well, there's been it's been dirty, but everyone knows the last minute of a playoff game, all hell gets to break loose. And I do find it hilarious, though. I still think it's hilarious that people think that waving two rubber tubes in the air in front of professional athletes is going to throw them off. It's like, oh, yeah.
That part. That part.
Like, oh, no. All right.
Are you getting on your private plane after this to go to LA for the opening night of the Cowboy Carter tour? I know that you said it is at Teterboro waiting for you.
Yeah, no. No, I'm still trying. No, I'm not doing that. Oddly enough, no, I'm not doing that. If it comes, no, I'm trying to get Charlie XCX tickets right now. That's my main focus. Is
at
seeing
Barclays?
Her. Yeah, at Barclays.
Your block association still gets tickets, right?
I already put in for it. I'm begging. Who knows? She's probably going to sell out 4 nights there, but it's going to be a good. Well, they haven't announced Summer Stage yet. They probably will by next week. All right. So, what are you listening to? I'm losing my train of thought. I'm exhausted. We're both tired and hungry. We're old people.
What am I
we should be in bed.
to?
We should be in bed by now.
Yes. What have I been listening to? All old stuff. Nothing new. Lady Gaga. I still been listening to the Gaga album.
Good. Oh,
it's really good. It's really good. I'm like, she gave me the moment. It's a return to form, man.
She gave you Gaga.
Yes, it's a return to form. So it's
like a Bad Romance.
Yeah, it's a record that I can just. Yes, it's a return to form.
Perfect.
That I keep playing. I'm not sick of it. It's great.
Oh, great.
I'm like working on Lady Gagoosh.
That's great. That's the best thing you can say about an album, right? When you want to keep going back to it. I don't know what happened. I've just been like making little playlists and there's nothing new that is grabby, but nothing new has really come out. I feel like the big records, such as they are going to be coming soon. I've just been going back and catching up on some like older stuff. But
I've been listening to a lot of loose ends.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, a lot of loose ends.
I was listening.
Marilyn Martin. I've been listening to a lot of Marilyn Martin.
Oh, I remember her. I
love her voice, so I've been listening to her.
I think I interviewed her, actually. Yeah. I think I used to write for DJ Times. Remember that magazine?
Yeah. DJ Times.
Yeah. That was like the best because you would interview the weirdest, coolest people for DJ.
You know what I listened to yesterday for the first time in a long time? The Ask Rufus album.
Oh, that's a great record.
Yeah, it's a really good record.
Great record.
Really, really
that's
good
a great record.
Yeah.
That's a really, really great record. I was listening to McOmelette and Butler yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Remember them?
I do.
David McOmelette. They were like one of those groups that did a great voice. Well, we're going to do like the weird records that we love and you should too segment at some point. We're both just so fried right now we couldn't think straight.
We're so fried that right now I'm thinking of a French fry. So you know what it is, kids. Thanks for rocking with us this week. Check us up at our Facebook page where y'all have been really good. You know what?
Really good. Really good.
Everybody's been
really good. Very well. It's amazing what happens once you kick certain people out of the Magic Kingdom.
Once we got the bad seeds out of the garden, it's been great discourse because I like discourse. Yeah. I just don't like some of the nastiness that we were getting. It seemed very unnecessary. But other than that, because my thing is this, you can disagree with us. We actually love that. We love points of view. But when you get nasty with these two motherfuckers that is us, We don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that shit.
And Arsenio, come back. You haven't been posting for a while.
I know.
I miss you. I miss you, Arsenio. I see you on other people's sites. Why aren't you on our site being snarky? Come back, Arsenio.
Come back to the 5 and dime, Jimmy Dean.
Please,
Jimmy Dean.
come on. Who loved you? You gotta leave with the ones that brought you, baby. Come on, come back to us.
And with that, we will see you next week, kids. Where we're gonna
bye.
We have
what?
We have random popness that I love so fucking much coming up in May. We have some goodness. If you've ever been pelted with a bottle at Reading, some of our guests that are coming up have. Stay tuned.
And if you've ever been a cool black kid in Brooklyn, our guest next week is going to tell you all about it. So we're looking forward to seeing you then.
All right, kids. Toodles.